Hello, hello! The show is on! Hi, Dara! Can any of you hear my fan in the background? If you can, I think I'll turn it off, but it's a bit toasty in here, not gonna lie. Well, if you can't hear it, if it doesn't bother you, then I'll leave it on, but whew, need some airflow in here. How is everyone? Hi, Dark Shadow. Hello, not on late. Yippee! Can't hear it? Okay, brilliant. Wonderful. I was hoping that my noise cancelling would be just good enough. I'm glad you don't have work this late on a Friday, Dark Shadow, today. Long time no see! How is everyone? How's everyone been for the past 2 weeks? I've been wonderful. I had a lovely trip with my friends. Crazy the things you can do when you're an adult. You can just like go away and hang out with your friends in an Airbnb for a few days. It's great. It's wonderful. We played hide and seek. It was a good time. It's too super real. Our show is on. Yippee! Yeah, yippee! Did an early. Oh, yippee! Oh, that's good. That's good. Gosh, it's bloody roasting. We got some trauma in our party delivered by the DM. Oh, that is so fun! I can't wait to hear about it. While I do my thing, and what is my thing? It's this again, because you know I was away last week, and I've come back, and you know I've not really been like super art focused this week. So I've worked on my commissions, but for the most part I've not really been doing any personal art. So we'll just work on this, get back into the flow of things. You know, it's a bit weird getting back into it after a few days off. But there's not really that much stuff to do here, to be honest. It's just the background. So potentially if we finish, then I'm just gonna have to come up with something else to do, which will be fun. Switch this to maybe soft light. Just do a little background. Why not? The green looks so yummy. Thank you. I am really happy with this piece so far. I think she's come together so nice. Look at my spooky scary werebat. So just in case you don't know already, but I'm sure you all do, this is my lovely girl Cinnamirin, and she is a werebat, and this is my little splash art of her. Just for fun, because she deserves it, and it will become a little wallpaper on my computer screen. Are there people screaming outside? I can't really tell. I've got my noise cancelling headphones on, but you know it's getting to that time of year. It's getting summery, so so there might be children screaming outside. You know how it is. Yes, has anyone been up to anything fun and interesting? I have been... Wow. I went on my little trip. That was so much fun. And on the way back, I spent a lot of time thinking about my character for the next campaign, which I've really tried to avoid doing because I don't want to get too excited about my next character while I'm still playing my current character. You know, I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to leave it to the last minute. So we're not gonna finish playing this campaign for a long time, but I just couldn't help it. We were having a long drive, and it's just the creative juices are flowing, and so now I think I have a pretty strong concept for my next my next big D&D character for my next campaign. And it got me thinking, like, oh, should I maybe draw, you know, the same way that I drew every single D&D character that I have played? Like, what if I drew every single D&D character that I haven't played and won't really get to play? Because I have quite the number of backup characters and things like that I've made specifically for specific points in specific campaigns that I will never get to play because my character made it to the end. And it'd be kind of cool to do, I don't know, draw Senno's backup character, and maybe my next character, because who knows, maybe I won't care about them by then. Just kind of interesting. See what could have been. Getting back into writing my campaign. Yippee! Prepping to be a DM again. Oh, that's so fun. Honestly, I would love to get back into the DM saddle. I've only DM'd a couple of sessions. I had written a campaign. I have campaign ideas that I would love to run, but I just never any time. Never any time. Too busy playing. It used to be the case that our forever DM would need to take a break every now and again because it's quite draining, but they've reached a bit of a flow state with their DMing now, and they don't really need to take breaks anymore. So there's no need for me to step up and run anything. I always run the silliest sessions though. I love to do a little beach episode type thing. I did a body swap one time. That was really fun. Marcus finally got to the temple, got his new abilities and a future to look up to. Meanwhile, our cleric and our gunslinger got teleported across the continent by cleric's handmother. Oh gosh! They managed to escape with help from the cleric's ex-boyfriend. She now also has a white raven familiar gifted by the ex. Gunslinger hates magic, so she freaked out even more. Oh no! This is my settlement building campaign. Oh my gosh, that's so fun! That is so exciting. You're so right to be excited. That sounds so fun. It sounds like the exact sort of thing that I would enjoy doing. I love doing... I don't know, I love the sort of like low-key stuff every now and again. You know, saving the world is all good and fun, but where's the slice of life, you know? Let's just be a bunch of freaks in a town. Why not? I get. Just gonna get in the like basic colors. I think actually I want something crazy. Get the lasso tool going. kind of just want to push this second layer of rubbery back a bit. I think it's a little bit too thick right now. I don't tend to use the lasso tool very much. So I'll see how this goes. There we go. And then cut that out. Put it back. Grab this stuff. I just want to fade this into the background a little bit. Maybe a bit more purple. Oh my gosh, so many messages. I was just trying to do my thing, and then suddenly. Okay. What do we got? Shellen, our cleric's goddess, couldn't help her out with the escape, but apologized to her, explaining that something blocked her from helping. Mirko and our android mages calmed her down a little, and explained that the help would have to come from another realm, and it's easier to block that kind of magic than something that was immediately there within her grasp. Oh. Mysterious. I love a character who has like aversions to magic and things like that. I think it's really cool. Our dwarf Perrin has issues with necromancy, but not in the way that Zaf did before, where it was sort of like, oh no like summoning undead, you know, like the classic. He has more of an issue with like just any sort of resurrection magic, like revivify and stuff like that. So kind of hoping that he dies, because then it would be really interesting to see how he reacts to being brought back, because there's no way he wouldn't be brought back, you know. I think it's kind of cool. The plan is the world is freshly made by the god, so many things aren't a thing yet. Like warlocks haven't been made, the gods or devils have made any pacts, so tieflings don't exist yet. Ooh! So as they build their settlement, they may do something which causes the creation of dragons, and bam! All of a sudden, dragons exist. Oh, that's so cool! It's like the first people on Earth. That's so fun. I love that. Really just building the world from the ground up. That's so fun. Just... Yes! We learned some more about our a gunslinger as well. Now we know that she was found and raised by someone with deep alcohol problems, and that's who she got the hate for magic from, as it killed her son. Oh my god, that's so sad. That's what I mean, is like, it's just so interesting and cool. Like, oh, why does this person hate magic? Oh, because of this. Like, it's so just love it. Just love it. Like, the gods give them a choice, and depending on that choice could depend on how the sun works. Like 2 suns, or a small sun, or a huge ass sun. Can't wait. Oh, that's so cool. I suppose since they're like, is there like the possibility that they become like the future gods? Is this sort of like the gods just exist, or is it like you can ascend to godhood? Because I think that's really cool. Because then you can run another campaign and your characters can worship your other characters. That's always so fun to me. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so bad. I've always loved the idea of my characters being worshipped by my other characters. Oh, haven't thought that far yet, but it can be possible. She also got a message that the parents of the kid that we met at the beginning of the campaign didn't make it to the city of Arkansas, and they have to find a foster family for him. Oh no! God, just terrible. Terrible day. Terrible day for the gunslinger. My gosh. Poor kid. I suppose as far as the gods are concerned, it's you kind of have the case of like, oh, do they ascend through like ritual and power? Like, is there a way of ascending to godhood, or are the gods just like beings with no beginning or end, and they just exist and they just are? Or is it a case of like you can become like a mortal god by having everyone sort of worship you as a god, and then because you're being worshipped by God, that as a god, that gives you power, and you basically become a god? Or you're just like remembered as a god, I suppose. Like, these characters could be remembered by history to be gods, even if they're not, even if they just are level 20 adventurers or level 3 adventurers. They eventually are just remembered as gods for all they have done, sort of thing. Oh, it's just so cool. But I'm a little bit of a freak for fantasy religions, to be fair. It's always my first thought. It's like, how can we make a religion out of this? Oh my gosh. People, like, their children just screaming. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's just small children on the street just screaming bloody murder. I don't remember having that much fun as a child. What could possibly elicit such a response? I do not know. My gosh. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but It's crazy. They're crazy screaming. This is proper trampoline weather though, to be fair. Proper, ooh, let's get on the slip and slide. Let's get the little paddling pool out. Which is really nice. And proper barbecue weather as well. Had our first barbecue of the year while we were away, and it actually ended up being an indoor sit-down meal because it was too cold. It got a little bit too cold in the evening, so we had to take our meal indoors, which is really funny. It was really good. She didn't share it first, but Mecca helped the kid as well, so she later told him. Mecca promised the kid a while back that he'd return the jade feather to him when he feels that he can let it go. Oh. Bless. So cute. So cute. Here comes Mecca giving out candy to children and helping kittens out of trees and stuff. Such a noble fella. They're building their own town, and soon that town will grow into a kingdom, and the players will have to figure out who the royalty will be, which means they'll have kids and grandkids, etc, etc. But the stories will be told years and years after their past, so they'll become gods, unless the current gods give them powers for it. It might even make some stuff to give them powers. Who knows? That's fun. That's so fun. Oh, you know what I would love? If I was in this game, I would want to become like the first devil, I think. Like the first sort of demon. Like maybe I'd find a cursed item. Maybe one of the already existing gods would like trick me and they'd like trick me into becoming a devil, and then I become like one of the first devils in existence, and then I go around and I start tricking other people just for fun, just to feel something. And that's the beginning of tieflings. I'd love to be the beginning of that, if it were me. It's always so fun though to do like to do something significant in like the fictional history of the world is always so fun. Whenever like we've done a few historical one-shots or campaigns or whatever, and every single time someone from one of those is like brought up, we were like, oh my god, it's this person, I remember you. It's so good, it's so fun. Honestly, it's like jealous. But there's no need for me to be jealous. I've got a campaign. We just didn't get to play last week because we were all away. So hanging out. Not that there's anything particularly exciting going on in our game currently. We just finished our downtime. Senemirin has begun becoming Batman, I guess. She's turned into a little vigilante. She's beating people up, eating them probably. There's a little newspaper article about it. Witnesses say they saw a big bat around the time of these unfortunate deaths, so and it couldn't possibly be her, you know. I'm not sure if anyone's gonna call her up on it, on her behavior, because it's kind of, well, we only know of one big bat. It's kind of obvious. At the same time, there could be others. With the help from our mages, he split a part of the feather with the names on them, as they were the same as the kids' parents' names, and kept part of the feather that had the quote in his language. After that got delivered, we went to our investigator's ex-wife, as she was a well-respected marshal of the city guard, so that she could give some information to help us with the investigation. We stayed for some tea and entertained our investigator's adopted daughter while they talked. The kid looked around to the parents and showed what she stole from the party. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. I do have a huntress goddess who cares some water with lycanthropy because he refused to be her champion and just wanted to settle down with her wife. Oh yes, I remember. Remember you telling me about this, these beginnings of lycanthropy. So cool. So freaking cool. A little bit of shadow. Michael wanted to sketch a little, but when he reached into his bag, he found a book named 50 Shades of Mage that was signed with a dedication. I wrote snuck that book in, then acted a surprise. Amazing. I need that book. Seno collects all sorts of really silly, like usually like erotica novels, and they're like, honestly, it's just smart. Like there's nothing tasteful about any of the books that she owns. They're either really bulky magical theory, like just horrible to read because it's just so technical, so difficult to grasp, or it's like the most poorly written smut ever. And there's no in between. No, she did take up reading a little spy novel before, actually. That really got her into spies. I think she wants to be a spy, to be honest. I think she just have ciphers and puzzles and all of that jazz. Sadly, Isabella is too busy to teach her how to be a spy, so... Ugh. Terrible. Micah didn't even look inside. He gave the book to the android that was interested in his new knowledge. I have a feeling this will be a running joke of the campaign for Micah. Yeah! Hey, there's always gonna be one. There's always gonna be one. I'm trying to think of what the equivalent is for this campaign. In the last campaign we had our dear halfling rogue Gab. He opened I don't know how to does anyone know Brewdog? The chain Brewdog? I'm not sure if it's just a UK thing or if they're in America or anything, but I think it is just the UK. They basically just it's like a brewery, but it's like a chain, and they sell like meat and beer essentially, and they do like a bunch of little tasting things for beer and stuff. Not my jam. I I hate beer. I'm also vegan. And then also the owner, the like CEO of Brewdog, is like a raging misogynist as well. So it's like 3 for 3 on a place that I would not go to. But basically, Gub in the last campaign opened essentially one of these places where it was like a microbrewery, and he sold this mead that he made in-house, as well as like hot dogs and stuff, I think. And it's like simultaneously really grody, but also like kind of uppity, and he was a terrible boss, really into mistreating the people that work for him. Like he at the beginning of that campaign, our mutual friend was murdered, and that's how the party met. And this guy left us his shop/house in his will because there was something really funky that he was investigating, which turned out to be the whole plot of the campaign. He was investigating the fragments of the sword, but he didn't know what it was, and so he left us his entire house and his shop. These like 6-7 strangers. And so, you know, one day Gub was just looking at this deed that we were left because we had moved in somewhere else. We weren't living there because it was too dangerous to live there, because the BBEGs like knew where we lived. So we were living in a lab up in the mountains, and Gub was like, hey, no one's using this building. I'm gonna turn it into a microbrewery. And by God he did, and that was sort of the running joke for a fair bit. He's from a country called Hivelo, which is where halflings basically come from, and his mead, he would sell it in the place that we were in the Empire, and he pretended it was imported from Hivelo, special halfling brew, and then the shipping company, the Empire's shipping company, approached him and were like, hey, do you want to pretend, do you want to ship this back to Hivelo and pretend that this is from the Empire? And he was like, okay. So he just started lying to everyone about where this mead is from. And it tasted like ass. And now every time there's sort of mention of like this Hiveloan mead, or there's mead from the Empire, or anything like that, we're always like, oh, is it this? And the name of the store that he opened was Goblin Gulpin Goblin Gubs, or those words in some order, aka 4Gs. And so, you know, 4Gs is ever present. She will return. I miss 4Gs every day. And I just hope to see her again. But part of the running joke is that when we went on our big expedition out of the Empire to find to this horrible island where we got shipwrecked and trapped, our friend who betrayed us, Kappa, who became one of the BBEGs, she's a changeling, and so she impersonated Gub But she impersonated like a fat, balding version of Gub with like a slick back hairdo. And she turned his brewdog, he turned his microbrewery into like basically a Subway, but it was also a bookshop, and it also made fireworks, and it also purchased an island for a nature reserve. And basically she impersonated him and just ran his business into the ground. It was hemorrhaging money. And he came back and oh, he was livid. He was livid. And she emptied his trust fund as well. So he came back and his business was in shambles and he was broke. There was a bad day for Gub. He wasn't best pleased. And you know what? In the finale, when we fought her, he ended up getting the killing blow. So he avenged 4G. He avenged 4Gs. And you know, I'm pretty sure he left the business in the name of these random builders that he hired, because he had hired them to refurbish the house / shop, but ended up keeping them on as like legal advice and as accountants and as mead brewers and business managers and bartenders, all things that they were not qualified for, like at all. These are a bunch of guys, like 9 brothers who owned a business for just, you know, building stuff. They were tradesmen. They just built stuff and repaired stuff. That's they weren't equipped to run a business. But hey, it's their business now. Gub was like, nah, this is a shit show. I can't fix this. And you know, we were run out of the Empire in the end anyway, so he couldn't. He just sort of left it. But you know, perhaps his mead is still making the rounds. I do hear it was quite popular, even though it was absolutely foul tasting. When the family was together, the investigator spotted something reflecting light on the roof outside the window, then a muzzle flash. Oh! Investigator wanted to react to the gunshot and body block the bullet. The DM made him choose who he protects, his daughter or his ex-wife. Oh! Oh god. Oh, the karma. Yeah. The karma was real. She had it coming. Hey. She had it coming. You can't just mess with a guy's business like that and expect to live, you know? Collector's edition mead. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, maybe people collect it. Who knows? It's special now. I wanted to give her lots of different coloured cushions, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work. I think it just might look a bit weird if I do that, actually. Sound very dramatic though, Doro. I'm a bit nervous as to I'm a little bit nervous as to what's gonna happen about the whole vigilante arc that Sano has going on. She you know, it is technically illegal what she's what she's doing, even though the freaks deserve it. She's targeting this group called the Ruby Crows, who are basically just anti-human, no, not anti-human, anti-non-human, super duper anti-orc and anti-lizard folk, anti-mage, but they're mostly just racist. And they were the ones, well, they were part of the whole plot for the Grey Veil, which was going to, you know, destroy Sano's clan. But also, you know, it's kind of their fault that Brannigan's dead, so she's got to make them pay for that as well. And she has been. She's been busy during her downtime, but she bought a list of these names, or she hasn't actually paid yet, a list of the names of these people off of our favorite private investigator, Kirkus Dracul, our little noir friend. And you know, I'm curious as to what he's going to have to say about it. Because, you know, not strictly legal is killing people. Not usually, anyway. So... might have an issue. Might not. We'll see. He might not care. He might be like, hey, you just bought a list of names off me and what you do with them is your prerogative. Which would be the best case scenario, I suppose. Right, move back onto the grass, because this grass needs some... Just needs some pizzazz. The investigator chose to protect his daughter, so the wife took the blow. She was dead on the spot. We ran after the shooter and then had a fight in a warehouse. Nobody was left alive there. Eek. Had a quiet walk to our employer's house. Investigator and the gunslinger got wasted and the rest of us went to our rooms. Ugh. Woof. That's so rough. That is trauma, actually. That is trauma. I do love those sessions though. I love to see... I just love when something really sad happens and then everyone like splits up and goes to their rooms. Loving this art so much, man. Like, holy crap. Ah, thank you so much. So this heat, I shaved all my hair off, by the way. I feel so much better. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I think about it sometimes, but I don't think I have the right head shape for it. I think my head is very, my head's very like, I don't know. I think I'm quite rectangular, so I always think I'd come out of it looking like a little robot. Which isn't a bad thing, but you know, I did cut my hair though recently. Just a little of crazy dead ends. This heat has been getting to me though. I've been really sweating through my drawing glove again. Classic. I remember it was really bad during Art Fight last year for me. It's really, really struggling to do all of this art for all of these people, and my hands are just so sweaty. It's terrible. Short hair to 2 inches. Eee! What surprised Merca though was that the rogue/cleric asked to sleep in his room as she was scared after meeting with her hag mother. They had a little evening drawing session together before bed. Oh, that's so cute. Mike finally got a roll higher than 5 in his attempted drawing. This one doing game took a total of 6 sessions. Holy shit. They just sound like a big session though. It is crazy. That's why I have I do all the note taking. I write up all the notes every week, but I have 2 separate documents for it. So I have the main document where I put in the notes for everyone, but I have a second document that I keep for myself that I have, instead of session by session, I have it written as day by day. So I can really see how much happens on certain days. And it's quite funny. It is quite funny. Sometimes these days in game are just jam-packed, and it's, God, if it were me, if it were my big day, I would be pooped. Typically, if I leave the house on any sort of excursion, beyond like going grocery shopping or whatever, like if I go into town for anything, I need a nap upon my return. It just has to happen. If I leave the house, I need a nap when I get back. Okay, I've got these sort of weird lines up here, but they're supposed to become branches, so I'm gonna tone them down and then try and do a little something up there. Just a little. Maybe I'll do some clouds and stuff. I bought a fan that sits around your neck. Best, £11.99 spent. Amazing. I have my desk fan. It got to the point last year, during the Art Fight heat, that there was a really big heat wave last year, but it just, I think it was only like 2 weeks, because that's what it's like in the UK. It is so incredibly hot that you just want to die, but only for like 2 weeks out of the whole year. And at the end of those 2 weeks, at the end of that big heat wave, I was like, oh my god, I need a desk fan. And so I bought it, and it's just sat on my floor ever since the heat wave ended, and I've not needed to use it until like this week. She's come back out and I love her. She's everything to me. I'm sorry, some of tokens in this heat is horrible. I'm sorry. No, it's fine. I love it. I love it. I have my fan. It's mostly just to cool down my little hand. If I was braver, I guess I could just go without the glove. It just feels weird. I used to draw without my little drawing glove on, and I don't know how I did that anymore, because it just feels wrong to do it now. But I suppose my old tablet was very, very old, so I just didn't care about it so much. Maybe I can just reshape these. I like this color. I want this color. I'm quite looking forward to Art Fight. Not gonna lie. I really want to do another theme. Last year I did different color for every piece, basically. Had like main colors, so they were all sort of color coded, and I really liked that, and I kind of want to do something like that again, but I don't know what exactly. I don't know if I should do the colors again, or if I should come up with a new theme. Next week we start a D&D campaign, and the party is complete and very colourful. We've got my Satyr, a Drow, a Kobold, and a Lizard Folk. Hell yeah! I've got my window shades rolled down at all times, got sun shining through the entire afternoon. Sounds lovely. My my desk and my computer and like my whole setup is right by the window of the office, and the sun shines directly through it in the morning. So it's like so hot immediately. And then it just, I guess because of the computers in the room, because it's not just mine, but it's my partner's as well. The room is just so stuffy. It just never cools down the whole day. But hey, I guess that's what happens. Working from home and all that. Hi, hello, been lurking since the beginning of stream, but figured I'd poke in. Hello, Eleonora, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Is it toasty where you are? I like that it's so much lighter on this side and not on this side. Maybe I should... The sun is a deadly laser. So true. So true. And what a reference. I'll tell you what I have been doing this week a lot of is I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age Veilguard. Are you guys fans of the Dragon Age series? Or of Veilguard? It was very harshly received. Veilguard. A lot of people do not like it at all. I'm quite fond of it. I'll say that. I'll say it with my chest. Hi, I'm well. I've been a bit warm, but I haven't left the house in a week. Oh, hiding from the sun. Understandable. Understandable. Didn't make it through the first game. Maybe someday I'll return to it. Oh my gosh. The first game. Man. Obviously the graphics are not great. The first game. And the gameplay also not that fun. The first game, the combat quite not that fun, but the story and the characters and the lore, ugh, amazing. Currently playing through the Stalker series. Oh, I've never heard of that. The meds I take make summer unbearable, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Oh, you poor thing. Hopefully it'll cool down soon. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Dragon Age series. It really got me into fantasy, I think, that one. Because, you know, The Witcher 3 definitely got me into fantasy, but I have never been so enraptured by an RPG since The Witcher 3 as I have been by playing the Dragon Age series. I played through all of them in order, and honestly, they're all incredible for different reasons. I just love them, including Veilguard. People are being, I don't know, people have been very harsh about Veilguard, and some of it is justified. The writing is a bit cringe, but the gameplay of Veilguard is the most fun out of any of the Dragon Age series, I believe. Because I don't know, it's just, the world is just so much more fun to explore. Even though the writing can be a bit I like the story. I don't know. They were just crazy harsh about it. But then also some people are like, oh my god, no, it's a perfect game. It's down somewhere in the middle. It has its problems. So does every game. Except maybe The Witcher 3. I think The Witcher 3 is a pretty perfect game. There's a new DLC coming to The Witcher 3 in 2027, Songs of the Past. Oh yes, I've heard. I've not looked too far into it. But from what I've seen and heard, it seems to be a sort of bridging the gap between The Witcher 3 and The Witcher 4, which would be really cool. It'd be really cool, and also it'd be really nice to get those haters to shut up about, like, how is Siri a Witcher? That makes no sense. Like, you clearly weren't watching at the end of The Witcher 3. Ugh. But yes, I'm very excited for that. I still haven't finished Blood and Wine, which is terrible. Because I know that Blood and Wine is widely regarded as one of the best DLCs for like any game ever. But at the time, I was so enamored with The Witcher 3, and I had finished Hearts of Stone, and I knew that when I finished Blood and Wine, that would be it. I would have no more content. So I could just never bring myself to finish it and like run out of content. But now maybe I will, because there will be new content. That'd be nice. I feel like I need I feel like I need more forest back here, to be honest. Maybe... So I like the branches coming in like that, but I feel like there just needs to be... No. Like trees. I don't know. Not sure how to bring them in. Because I want everything to sort of curve towards the center, and I want to be able to see the branches coming in. Like just the hint of trees does a lot. Just get a little... We haven't played D&D for like a month and a half, so it's always a good time. It's always a good time to come into chat and live vicariously through the rest of you. I'm having withdrawals though. Oh, you poor thing. No, it's so real. Oh. Honestly, the fact that we've even just skipped this 1 week is like, we have a little birthday party planned for our next session on Sunday. That'll be fun. Although it's not really planned. I believe it's Grimhilda's birthday. And I believe that she's planning her own surprise party, which is so on brand for her, honestly. So truly on brand. So that should be fun. And I'm very torn on what Stenimirian will give her for a present. So OMG, so many I say I miss Ruse. Oh, the stinky boy. Miss the babies. It's hard. It's tough out here. Yeah, so in the last session, during our downtime, Grimhilda went and she got baptized as part of the Church of the Lady of the Damp and Rain. And as part of that baptism, she went to the church and she was like, I want a public baptism. And then as part of that, she delivered a speech where she signed up the church to help with the relief efforts of the town of Orclia, which was exploded basically because of us. After we left, it had been exploded because of the whole Greyville plot and everything. And you know, that's really cool, that's really fun. Yeah, you go girl, like force the church to actually help some people out, like slay. The unfortunate thing is that Senna is just like a bit icked out by the fact that Grimhilda even got baptized. I think she just thinks that it wasn't necessary to do, and that she's kind of like selling out. And they already have had a conversation about this, where Senna was really angry at Grimhilda for being such a lady apologist, and basically just like Grimhilda constantly was just be like, oh, like it can't be that bad for this, that, and the other reason. And Senna didn't like that, and so they had like a big fight. She didn't like the fact that Grimhilda is basically like that Grimhilda had like pretended to perform a miracle in the lady's name and things like that. So, you know, why is that so? Oh, it's like vastly different colors. How fun. So yeah, so they had this big fight, and then they ended up talking about it, and Grimhilda alleviated Senna's fears by saying like, hey, I'm not actually, you know, super into all of this. I just want to manipulate them. I just want to pretend like I'm really into it so that, you know, I can get stuff out of them. And Senna was like, okay, I see where you're coming from there. I guess that's fine. So they already have discussed this and like come to an agreement, I guess. But now Grimhilda has gotten this baptism, and you know, the whole reason why Grimhilda can get away with like what she's doing and stuff is because she's a human. You know, they find it easy to believe that Grimhilda could be special and touched by the lady and all of this stuff because she is a human, and that wouldn't work if Senna tried to do it because she's an orc. They wouldn't, you know, if Senna tried to do some of the stuff that Grimhilda has done, they would probably accuse her of being a witch and, you know, execute her. So that's part of it. That's part of the reason why she's like a bit icked out. And then, you know, she just doesn't feel like it's necessary. She feels like it's just a bit too far. She didn't need to do that. And so now, even though they've already talked about it, it's kind of like, it's kind of an issue again. It's kind of just become an issue again, and now I'm kind of like, oh, what should Senna get Grim for her birthday? Because Senna does not sort of give birthday gifts. Typically she would give a blessing, and she has the opportunity to be really, really shitty and shady about it and be like, oh, you don't need one of my blessings, you already have so many of your own, you don't need one of mine. Which, you know, I might do. I think, like, I want to be nice and I want the girls to be friends. So I want Seno to be understanding, I guess. And also, like, because they've already spoken about this, I'm kind of like, oh, you know, she said she understood. But I think that's kind of realistic, you know, sometimes you say you're okay with stuff, but then something else happens and you realize that actually, you know, you change your mind and it's actually not as okay as you thought it was, or, you know, something that you kind of were on the fence about but sort of like decided to deal with, the person just sort of like pushes their luck, you know? I feel like that's quite realistic as well. And is Seno the sort of person who would be shitty to someone on their birthday? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you know what? Her best friend was shitty to her on her birthday. And so why should she be kind to other people on their birthdays when, you know, when her best friend didn't even let her get away with shit on her birthday? So I think maybe she will be shitty. I think I've decided. I think she will be a bit shitty. I think she will be a bit of a shit. I'm planning to sow some chaos with Merca. We're going to go to the south to get answers to the gunslinger and investigate his problems. Once that's done, we were supposed to take care of Merca's problem, but I think once that's done, Merca will try to sneak out of the camp and go out and take care of it himself to not endanger the party. It's probably not going to work with this +0 to stealth. Espionage! Best time to choose to be shitty. Absolutely. I think, you know, I just think that I just think that in all regards, in all, you would think that Seno and Grimhilda would be really, really good friends, and perhaps they could be in the future, but currently it's just not really meant to be. I think Grimhilda's a very lovable person, and I think that is the thing that makes Seno the most upset, because that's something that she wishes she had. And she's quite jealous. She's a very jealous person. So I picked up a world building project from around a year ago. Not sure if it's important, but I just wanted to share. Hello, Waffles! I always love to hear about what you're working on. You are free to share anything at any time. I think it's all fun and good. It's all fun and good. I just also hope that her issues with Grimhilda don't spread into issues with William, because William clearly has a crush on Grimhilda after his well, he had this big fat curse on him for such a long time. Can't feel anything, but now it's very clear that he's developing a crush. And is this due to the love spell that's on him? Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, let's be so for real. But you know, that's Senna's like next closest friend. And if she and Grimhilda are fighting, would he stay friends with her? You know? Would he choose her? Unlikely. So that's also a fun notion. Honestly, so much of Senna at the moment just makes me so incredibly fucking sad. Sometimes I think about her and I just want to cry because she's such a lonely person. And it makes me really sad. She's just one of those people that, you know, acts out and is so mean when she wants to be, and just tests people and pushes people, but is so desperate to be seen and heard, and it just makes me so sad. So much has happened these 2 weeks. Been practicing a lot of 3D modeling and animation. Hopefully I can get my main project fully started by next week. Teehee! How are all y'all today? I'm good, Waffles. I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age Veilguard recently, and not doing too much art other than my commissions that I got going on because it's been quite hot. And also because just I've been away and just not been in the mood, really. This is the most personal art I've done in a while. I'm liking how this is going so far in terms of the background. It's very desaturated and I feel like that needs to change potentially. But that's something that we can change soon. First, though, I think I want to design a magic circle. So let's do it. There we go. Maybe I could do... I thought about doing a mandala effect, but I'm not sure if that's really what I want to do. I think this is actually really fun. I think it'd be really fun to think about what Senna's magic circles look like. Because all I know is that they are incredibly intricate. This one is at very least, because it's sort of like a... it's like a master ritual circle, is the idea. Where she's just basically layered every ritual circle that she needs for every ritual spell that she needs and knows, so that she can cast them all from one circle. I kind of wanted some do... Don't like the angle of these ones. I haven't arted in a while. Oh wait. Damn, looking at my last art, and I did. All I did was me playing Dressed Up with Reese. Yes! Haven't arted in a while. My DM suggested, made me draw Reese in a maze outfit. It's my it's a player's wallpaper now. Yes! Amazing. I love playing dress up characters. I think the last thing I drew was... Well, I did Sano's gala outfit, and I've worked on this. And that's basically all I've done. I was thinking about maybe doing some like screen cap redraws at some point. So I just thought it'd be fun. Like especially these super stylized animated styles, or like these simplified animated styles would be kind of cool to see in my style, I think. Ooh, yes, let's like connect to here. And then run like this. Yeah, why not? Why not? Something like that. Maybe a little circle around here. Maybe just some little runes. Sure. Oh, it's actually come out really pretty. It's actually come out so pretty. There you go. Wow. I gotta save this. this over somewhere. But for now, just copy it for later. Gotta love visual effects for magic. Yes! Absolutely. Because now I have to squish it down like crazy. So let's wow. Let's start with that, maybe. Distort. Just squish it right down. Get it nice and flat. Like this. A bit bigger. Might need to be even flatter. Stretch it out a bit. Yeah. A little bit bigger. Maybe a little bit. I want her butt to be basically right here. Okay. So then I think I want another one of these. And turn that off. Take it down here. Kind of just want I just want like a little lip, you know? Okie dokie. Maybe overlay. Ooh, there we go, there we go. Now it's starting to look like it's like in the floor. You see? Then if we do a little glow, a little blur. Bit of a blur. that. Maybe a... And then... a blow like straight up. Maybe I'll have to do that one myself. Ooh, wallpaper material for sure. Thank you, Dara. Hi, Alex Fabulous. Thank you, Arcana. Lovely to see you. How have you been? Hope you're doing well. Oh yes, I can drag this up myself, actually. Sort of... I think maybe... I want like a very slight blur. Actually, I liked what it had before. Yeah, okay. A little bit softer. Oh, the magic coming straight up in the air. We'll do some little particles and stuff as well, I think. Okay, okay. Let's bring down the lines. Add some lines back in, I think, just to make it work. I'm so locked in right now. As soon as the magic circle came out, I got so locked in. It's just impossible to resist a good magic circle, I fear. I think maybe... tempted to give this one a bit of a blur as well. Not too much though. I just want it to be a little bit softer. Ooh. Oh, that's kind of funky though, with the dark. Like, okay. Had it super bright, but the linear light, like, ooh. Wait, it looks really cool like that. Ooh, that looks really cool as well. Oh no, what do I do? Obviously this is like, it's actually producing light, but then like this is like evil. I kind of dig it. There's the sleigh ring, and then there's the evil sleigh ring. I quite like the evil sleigh ring. But then you also just have like the regular sleigh ring, where it's just producing light, you know? But like, oh, it's so evil. Yeah, slightly less evil. This is the thing with like little effects and stuff. Because to be fair, okay, this is what I think it probably looks like when it's not in use. Like it's like burned into the floor. So, ooh, whoa, spooky. Just have so much fun with all of these funky little effects, you know? Okay, alright, let's go to the foreground. So you got our hard light layer from before, which is really giving, to be fair. She's still giving. Clean it up a little bit. Fade it out a little bit. And then continue on with our magic. I mean, this thing gonna be so damn bright, right? Definitely the most saturated thing in the piece. I'm gonna tone it down a little bit in a second. Okay. Oh, I do really like the green though as well. It's like so ominous. So sickly. So difficult. Okay, so I like the soft light. For a little, for general. And then we'll do a crazy color dodge layer. We will blur it. This. And then we'll tone it down. And maybe a little bit less saturation. Green always looks good. Ooh, that's so true. Green does always look good. I think it's just really fun because it's like, I don't know. Like, that's just really fun. Like, what the hell's going on there, you know? Ooh. A lot of funk going on. I like it. That down. Right, the stuff at the back needs to be toned down. Where's she? You. Oh. Pin you down. There's no reason for you to be brighter at the back than you are at the front. And then maybe if I copy this again, bring you to the front. It's gonna get a little weird. It's gonna get a little funky, a little weird. Are you? Super blurred actually. Wait. Need one that's not super blurred. You? Okay. You come with me. I've got so many layers. Okay, okay. Erase. What's all of this? I just want... That's fun. I just want like the front bit to be a bit brighter. Maybe it could be darker. Ooh, evil. Werebat shenanigans. Yes! That's how it is. That's how it is. We just got some werebat shenanigans. It's gotta be done. Hard light. That's so bright. Maybe soft light? Okay. And then... everything is so toned down. Everything is so desaturated. Compared to this magic circle. Let's liven things up a little bit, this grass. I forgot. Enchantress Fire has officially made her hair baby bangs thanks to you. She loves them. Yippee! I love that. Yay for baby bangs! They're just really cute. I really like them. Recently, I thought back on what my previous vampire character would do after the campaign. Some nice vacation would be great for him, and not many people died twice in one day and survived. Oh, bless. Yeah, sometimes these kings just need... These kings and queens just need a little bit of a vacation. And that's so fair. I'm just going crazy now with the red, I think. There just needs to be more. Something more needs to be going on with this lighting. So here we are. Whoa, she's so bright. Nah, it's gonna be soft light, I think. We will blur her. Okay, that's fierce. Okay. Honestly, not necessary. This also might not be necessary. I don't think these two are necessary. I think what I'll do is I'll probably go through and I will bump up everything. I think I'll do a sort of a fun bloom effect. Spell we suck in the color out of the world. Yeah, for real. Everything else is so desaturated. So I was thinking that he'd have a great time on the beach, yellow tinted glasses, orange shirt, and some Bloody Mary shared with his sister. Oh my god, that's so cute. I love that. Hey, look, now it's even more desaturated. But hey, look at this. Ooh. See, this is where some of the fun stuff comes in, is like with all of the different layer modes. So you got this, which gives a really cool, like, sort of darkens everything. And then we can come back through and sort of brighten some of these elements. Magic circle. I like the sort of, I like the backlighting on the wings, so definitely keep that. Let's go back here. And grab a little soft light layer. And just sort of, I'll just vignette everything. Let's give it a little bit of a vignette. Draw the eye even more. I'll find a little bit more of a sort of spooky, bluish glow. So you see, that's before and after. It really does so much instantly. Look at that. A little reddish mid-ground glare. I think I want some fog. I think that's something that I'm missing. Let's do just some soft. And then, ooh, 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 the pink fog. Ooh. Oh, she suddenly becomes so magical. How am I supposed to resist pink fog? Like, come on now. Give it a bit more shape. But you know, we're in the woods, but we're also in Santa's apartment. Maybe some fog. I don't know if I don't want the fog to cover the furniture, I don't think. Push it back a little bit over here. It suddenly has such like a cozy feeling, you know? This is the thing, the laying effects. It's like really finicky what I want. Ooh, evil. I don't even remember what I had on before. I think it was color dodge before. I don't know if I want that. And we'll go for it. We've just toned down the evil. Where's my moon? Where'd I put her? Where'd I put the moon? Oh. Oh, it's daytime now. You? No. You? No. It's the fog. There's the moon. Oh, I can brighten the moon. Okay, excellent. I don't want it to be too bright because I don't want it to pull too much focus away from my girly pop. I might make the moon a little bit redder. I wanted it to be like a nice pale blue, but just a little bit redder is a bit fun. And then let's have the no. Where's my wings? You. Just need to clean these up a bit. It's a bit sloppy. But I also do like the idea of this sort of, maybe some sort of like steam rising, or like very, it's like a bit of a bloom effect maybe around it. like that, and then yeah, just a little color dodge. Okay, wait, maybe I've changed my mind about the moon. Maybe I will go back to blue because I feel like now it's too much red. That's too much red. Something a little bit colder. Yeah, I think that is better. I think that is actually better. Because then this forest is a bit more... Falls into the background a bit more. I want some particles, I think, but not too many because I'll definitely add some more with... I'll definitely add some more with Wallpaper Engine at some point. Because I'm definitely going to make this into a Wallpaper Engine wallpaper. So it's going to have floating particles, it's going to move a little bit maybe, sway a little bit. Just some little... maybe just some color dodge. Duplicate. Blur. Not too blurred now. Just enough to give it a little glow. Oh! Okay. And then... ooh, I do want her eyes to stick out more. These eyes. Her eyes are a little bit wonky back here, I think. Like, what are these doing? I have to fix that. Might just be the way that the lighting is a little bit. Oh my gosh, we're like out of time. What the hell? I got so logged in on all of my little effects and stuff. Little glow. I want a little glow on Senno's eyes as well. Yes! Her eyes go quite a lot while she's doing magic, I think. Okay, so then I just want to show off a really fun bloom effect really quick. I'm just gonna, I might not finish this. Okay, so I've duplicated everything and it's on like one layer now. And basically what you do is not add a mask. That's silly. You want to do not levels. Oh my gosh, I keep misclicking. You want to do a little curves layer, and then you want to like go crazy with the curves, so the contrast is like insane. You see? Like absolutely insane. And then you want to apply that to that. And then you want to blur it. And then you do a little color dodge or a linear dodge, and look how much bloom that is. You gotta tone it down a little bit, but do you see like before and after? Isn't that nice? Look how much more vivid it is with that. It's crazy. Only tone it down a little bit more. You can really see it like in her face and her eyes. Not fun. So that's how you can do a little bloom effect. You can go crazy. Have it turn up really high. That's just so nice. So yeah, oh my gosh. I think I'm gonna leave it here. Wow. I'm really happy with this piece. I'm really happy. It's still not done. I think there's more I can do with the saturation of it and, you know, just playing around with the values and stuff just to make sure that it pops. But I am really happy with it so far. And I think this is going to be the last stream that I work on this one. So hopefully by next Friday I will have I'll have the finished wallpaper to show you guys, and you'll get to see it in all its glory, hopefully by next week. So that'll be fun. And next week, I don't know what I'll work on. I honestly don't know. I'm kind of just in the mood to draw, to just like design and draw little freaks. So maybe I will draw one of my backup characters or something like that, just for fun. Or maybe I'll do a screen cap redraw or something like that. I don't know. But it'll be pretty chill. Maybe I'll work on some art fight references. Who knows? Who knows? Next stream, it'll be June. Isn't that crazy? Wow, we're in June already. Happy summer, everyone. Ooh, Bloom. Yummy, thank you for my dinner. I'm starving. We love some freaks. We do love some freaks. I would love to talk about some of the backup characters that I've got, or I mean, I can't really talk about my character for next campaign because that's so far away, but I do think it would just be really cool. Or maybe, oh my gosh, I was thinking of like modern AU, like what my characters would be if they lived in modern times. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll draw my characters in like streetwear. That'd be funny. But anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you so much for being here, as always. I hope you have enjoyed watching me fiddle around with grass for 2 hours. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dark Shadow and Daro and Arcana and Eleonora and Waffles and anyone else who has popped in or been lurking. Modern AU, my D&D pals would just be in the office. I think Sapphire would be an art tech at a school, to be honest. So that's what I would draw. Babs in the office. Thanks for the stream. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Eleonora. So yeah, take care, everyone. Yeah, take care of yourselves, play some D&D, and I will see you all next week. Okay, bye everyone. Bye.